behind our heads, live by Torah. Torah should be a source of life, not death. As Jews, as rabbis, as human beings, we are pleading with our communities to rise through our despair and our grief to save lives. As Americans, we call upon our leaders to stop supporting and enabling this nightmare. We call upon of course, the lesson that we should take from the Holocaust is that never again for anyone, ever, certainly never like Jews. The third thing that I wanted to talk about on Facebook is the myth that Israel has reached out its open hand and a gesture of peace, but Palestinians prefer violence. That's the myth that I grew up with. That's total BS. That's total bullshit. I believe that many Israelis believe that they didn't call us terrorists, they called us savages.
They called
savages, and they were put on reservations, they were murdered. Just like here in Modoc County, they put the Klamath, Modoc County just up here north. I don't know if y'all know what happened to Modoc, but
speaker, she is Palestinian. She is going to be speaking about her direct experience in Palestine. The Mies. We just met 30 seconds ago, but I trust her. And if I trust her, I hope you guys trust her. Thank you so much for coming on stage.
I'm a Palestinian American educator in the city of Chico. As an individual who has experienced and witnessed the harrowing actions carried out by the Israeli Defense Forces during my childhood in Palestine, I stand here today to talk about some of my numerous experiences growing up in the West Bank as a Palestinian. I was 6 years old when I woke up to the sound of the IDF soldiers screaming over my head. I was hauled out of my bed into the living room where my grandmother promptly grabbed me and held me. I remember it like it was yesterday, and you ask why. They thought my 16-year-old uncle had firearms after discovering a bullet nut outside of our home. From where do you think that comes from and where it originated? It's none other than the IDF. They are responsible for setting up checkpoints after checkpoints in the West Bank with the sole intent to harassing, shooting, and gas bombing. They're arresting both men, women, and children. Throwing rocks is the only self-defense available to Palestinians, and yet Israel finds it much more threatening than what IDF uses against Palestinians. These same troops who shot up my family's village and drove their tanks over cars and land the same night my sister and I went to visit my family over this summer. We were only driving home. We were driving home late at night when the men of the villages started screaming and forced us to turn around and made us turn around and rush us back to our family's houses, only to hear gunshots from the distance and destructive damage being done to the entrance of the village. We wanted to come home to our kids who were sleeping at home in our sister village. For hours we were unable to cross until the soldiers had finally finished their customary enjoyment, customary enjoyment of the West Bank, what the West Bank has to deal with every single day. It's a daily basis thing. The notion that Israel's colonists are threatened by rocks while they are armed with guns and tanks speaks volume about the extreme actions of the IDF. That's what they do. They intimidate defenseless bystanders and make them feel in some way so they can feel powerful in whatever way they feel. What they don't realize is this does not frighten us. It does not scare us away. It rather only strengthens and fortifies us. They believe they can keep us quiet. But I will keep teaching my kids about the origins and heritage of our people. We will raise our generation where they will fight for their Palestinian rights and stand up for what is right. And they will know where their parents came from.
I could not follow what I was raised in, and I'm really grateful to be on the right side of history now and to stand here with you now. And instead of preparing like an actual speech of my own, what I brought is I want to read to you. Some of you may already be familiar, but it's definitely worth listening to more than once. I want to read to you this amazing speech that was made by Nada Tarbush to the a doctor, a UN staff, a newborn baby in an incubator. And so according to Israel, it can kill them and then have the audacity to come to this room and tell the world with a straight face, we are acting in international law. The death of each of the at that point, November 18th, 11,350 people killed over the past month, be it children, journalists, UN staff, the sick, the elderly, according to Israel, was justified. Think about that for a moment and let it give you pause. Anyone espousing this warped logic has no shred of humanity, no sense of morality, and no knowledge of legality. But guess what? Your carpet explanation for carpet bombing will not fly. People are not fools. The people in this room are seasoned diplomats who are well-read, have a knowledge of history, and many of whom have seen your government make the same arguments during your 6 previous military aggressions on Gaza in the past 15 years. They have seen you resort to collective punishment, targeting of Palestinian children, journalists, medical staff, aid workers before. They have seen you forcibly transfer our communities, colonize our lands, demolish our homes, and evict families from their own properties since the 7th of October and for the 75 years that preceded it. They've seen your state-sponsored disinformation campaign before, and again, not fools. Don't insult our intelligence. By saying that it is acting in accordance with international law, Israel is effectively saying the UN Secretary General, the UN High Commission for Human Rights, the WHO, UNICEF, OCHA, UN Specialist Rapporteurs, the UN Independent Commissioner of Inquiry on the Situation, human rights organizations worldwide, disarmament NGOs worldwide, humanitarian NGOs worldwide, countless legal experts are all wrong. Everyone is lying about Israel violating international law, and we're asked instead to believe Israel, the state that is actually doing the indiscriminate killing. We, along with all peace-loving nations, along with all people of conscience around the world, will not be silent. We will continue to call you out on your crimes. Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, atheist, or of any other conviction, we would have called them out all the same. Palestine has always been multiracial, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious. People of Jewish faith have lived in historic Palestine as Palestinians for centuries. We consider them to be our brothers and sisters. And since the memory of the Holocaust has been invoked, let us also say loud and clear, we have the greatest of solidarity with both the victims and survivors of the Holocaust. It was not Palestinians that committed that horrific genocide, but the fascist forces that spawned from Europe. And it is unconscionable that a number of European leaders are again beating the drums as another genocide is now underway in Gaza. We are united with hundreds of thousands of Jews around the world, including from organizations like Jewish Voice for Peace, If Not Now, Mahmoud UK, who are calling out this genocide and chanting in the streets of New York, London, Paris, Berlin, Sydney, Toronto, and all major Western cities so that their governments...
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza! Okay, so there's one more. Alright, Israel, you can't hide. And then you guys repeat. You're committing genocide. And it is genocide. Don't believe anybody that tells you otherwise. Free Palestine. We're going to start inshallah soon. And we'll be speaking in those speakers. So just pay attention. At some point we might lose track of things, but we'll figure it out inshallah.
That's a queen go off moment right there. If I could just expand on that.
Palestine! When people are occupied.
वो पाकिस्तान के
Palestine! Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! When people are occupied! When people are occupied! Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! You're committing genocide! Palestine! Palestine will be free! 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 Palestine! Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! 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 You're committing genocide! You're committing genocide! Palestine! 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 When people are occupied! When people are occupied! Palestine will be free! Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Genocide! Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! You're committing genocide! Palestine!
Míralo.
From genocide.
Palestine will be free. Palestine. 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 You're committing genocide. You're committing genocide. Palestine. 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 You're committing genocide. Palestine. 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 You're committing genocide. Palestine. Palestine. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine. Palestine. When people are occupied. When people are occupied. When people are occupied. Palestine. 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 Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine. Palestine.
Everyone, that was great. We had a great turnout. I love testifying.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine. Palestine. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.